What's happening? So, Kerbal Space Program, that's what I'm learning right now. I've never played it before, so just getting this thing fired up. I went to the first two tutorials just to kind of get an idea what was going on so that I didn't come in blind. But now I'm on the advanced, let's go to space, all that kind of stuff. So, see what happens here. I guess I'm just learning. Again, like last time, adjust the parachute parameters. Right click on the part you just want to shoot, spin, and pressure is 0.75 and you're satisfied. All right. So up to 0.75. Oh, that's just max. Constructs an upper stage. Upper stage will finish placing the pod in orbit. Oh, let's get some music going. Over to 5. Oh, let's see what we got. Upper stage will finish placing the pod in orbit, and once there, provide RCS steering thrusters and electricity for the pod. It will provide all maneuvering capability in orbit, including the reentry burn. It's going to consist of a decoupler. We don't want to carry it home. RCS fuel tank, a liquid fuel tank, 4 RCS thrusters, 4 solar panels, 4 batteries, and an efficient upper stage engine. Quite the shopping list, so let me know when you're ready to proceed. All right, let's roll. First, we're at a stacked decoupler below the pod to let us discard the parts we want to bring back with us. Grab a decoupler from the toolbox. Coupling. Close attention to its little red arrows as we assist 4 point up to make sure the decoupler is oriented the right way. All right. Yep, arrows are up. Arrows are pointing down. That's not good. Detach it. Then use WASD to rotate it and begin it the right way. Oh, I didn't even do that. Oh, look at that. Okay. Let's go add an RCS tank. RCS stands for reaction control, and this fuel will help us with fine maneuvers. Go to the tanks. Add an FLR120 RCS. All right. Fuel tanks. What do I need? An FLR120? These. Under the decoupler. Yep. Okay. Perhaps not going to need all the mono propellant in the tank, so to save some weight, right click it to get to the parts option and move the slider down to 96 units. The large rockets use 2 propellants, fuel and oxidized. RCS uses a single propellant. RCS is generally less efficient. It's good for small velocity changes any direction rather than just forwards like the main engines do. We use it as well to move it. Okay. Let's drop that down to 96. Get the weight down. We'll be adding multiple liquid fuel tanks in this stage to get the right amount for the upper stage engine. We need an extra tank to offset the weight of the RCS. So add a tiny rocket propellant tank. It's the one named FLT1000. So add the T1000 and then T400 below it. T100, yeah, T100 fuel tank. T400. That's the decoupler, so everything above that's going to stay. Last from the main part is the upper stage will add an engine. The Terrier engine produces zero, but is highly efficient in space. Makes a good choice for an upper stage since the engine will not be activated until the rocket has reached the conditions where this kind of engine works well. All right, so 1 to 909. Final stage of landing engine. Okay. 5 out of 10. Okay. Just getting my stream manager going. I didn't realize I didn't have that on. No viewers, so I didn't miss anything. say. We got the carrier on, nicely done. Pretty well assembled upper stage. To the orbit if you put enough rocket under it. While we have this original simple vessel, the others explore one of the other useful tools we have available. Make sure your ship flies controllably. Some parts need to be placed carefully around a point inside the ship called the center mass. CO is spot where the mass on one side is balanced by the mass on the other side. Thrust applied through the CO will cause the ship to move without unwanted rotation, while thrust properly applied around the CO will cause the ship to rotate without moving. Yes. Useful important thing that we added tools to the assembly building can show you. Let's have a look at how the indicator works. Click on the COM marker and alright. Where is it? The fuel level of some of the tanks see how it affects the center of mass. Right click on each of the fuel tanks and drag the fuel on so they're down to 0. Don't touch the monopropellant levels. Alright. Slimmer gimbal limit, okay. I'm both down to 0. As you know what CM is when the stage is full and when it's empty. Of the information you need to place RCS thrusters. RCS thrusters found in the command and control category. Move the spaceship without routine is called translation. Useful kind of maneuver for some reason, including docking to another craft. Or translation with RCS avoid on one of rotation. You need to balance the thrusters around the COM so the net sum of forces balance right on this natural pivot point. Okay. 2 equal sets of thrusters. Each set should be equidistant from the CON, and for a single set, they should be right around the COM itself. What makes this complicated is that the CM changes during flight, as you can saw, so you need to place the thrusters at a compromise point between the wet COM and the dry COM. Crew mode games RCS thrusters don't become available until very late. In the meantime, the reaction wheel capability built in the command pod will probably be enough for turning in space, though reaction wheels would not allow you to translate. Okay. Current angle stack to make alignment thrust parts easier. Do that by clicking on press the C key. Here we have 4. Yep, that'll snap. That's how you do the 4. It's a symmetry line. Okay. Quick, now you can use the offset gizmo to fine tune the position. Make sure you turn angle snap on before using the offset. You want fine tune to the angle snap on drag one of the axis indicator. When done, go back to placement. When you're all done, turn the COM indicator off. 4x symmetry on 4 RV105 RCS thruster blocks. Okay. Missing something? Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 RCS thruster blocks right there. So I say it was moving up and down, so let's put them in the middle of them. And tries to use electrical charge. This is what cool science called rocket electricity. In order to keep batteries topped up, you need a generating power. Some engines generate electricity while they're running, but you don't want to keep your engine running in orbit. Your orbit would get all kinds of mess if you had a propellant. Our command pod has some batteries built into it. If you say if you can add more, and you can add solar panels or generating, we're going to do both. Switch the electrical category. What's that? Oh, it's down here. Electrical. Handle's not turned on. Okay. 4x symmetry mode's on. Grab the OX stat solar panel. Okay. Hold it over the lower end of the fuel tanks. And then A is going to rotate. Oh, look at that. Okay. And let's do batteries. So in order to build a nice starter up the stage, let's do for some orbital exploration. Now we need to work on getting it up into orbit, and then for that we'll build our lower stage. In comparison to the upper stage, it's simple, just a couple of tanks and an engine. Add some boosters too. Add another TD12 stack coupler in the bottom of the Terrier. That's this, right? Yeah. TD12 stack coupler. Oh, I need a coupler. TD12. Oh, so it just covers it up like that. Look at that. Okay. Okay. So that covers up the engine. When you add the coupler, firing is placed around the engine. This will get jettisoned automatically when we stage the coupler. Yeah, okay. Add the fuel tanks for our lower stage. Add two of the medium rocket propellant tanks, FLT 12400s. All right. Two. Two. Yeah. Lower stage, you need an engine that is a sustainer, an engine that burns from itself until well off the boost to separate. Let's get scientific for a second. Rocket engine performance measured by a specific impulse or ISP, and the ISP of an engine changes the amount of atmospheric pressure around it changes. Just as the upper stage needs an engine that is good at lower air pressure, higher altitudes, the lower stage will need boosters, which are powerful at the higher air pressure. So this activates the top. Okay, first stage, seconds. I got it. So the big engine you see there, the swivel to the bottom of the thing, so that's our sustainer. Swivel. Yeah. It's our sustainer engine. With default thrust level, the swivel is too powerful for the rocket we're creating, and for the ascent profile, we're going to teach you in the Go for Orbit tutorial, so you need to lower its thrust level. This isn't as good a solution as picking a smaller, lighter engine with thrust level we want, but well, there are only so many options. Right click on the swivel and lower its thrust limiter to 65. Okay. Oh my God, I can't get it to stop at 65. There we go. Nice. Now the core of your rocket completed with Sim 4, we'll also be adding boosters, help the sustainer to get the rocket up and running. We'll add two boosters symmetrically so they don't keep our ground balance to make sure we don't feel like the uses drive out the booster around and burn out. Use radial decouplers so the boosters can sit beside our lower stage instead of under it. That way the sustainer and boosters can fire at the same time. That makes sense. So do a radial decoupler, do 2x there. Yeah, we're going on both sides. Okay. Radial decoupler. We want to go 2. And that's just, yeah, that just does the 2 for us. The bottom of the lowest tank. More boosters is something you hear on the KSC now. It's time to add some. Add a pair of RT10 hammer SRBs to the couplers. What are our engines? RT10 hammers? Yeah. Adding to the decouplers, though. See? Well, it's not snagging on. Interesting. There it goes. Okay. That's my rocket. Unlike LF engines, we can adjust the throttle during flight. Once you lighten SRB, it burns at constant thrust, so it's out of fuel. We can, however, use the throttle limiter as we did on the swivel to set that constant thrust forward. Roll. Right click on one of the SRBs and change the thrust limiter to 50. Do note that changing a tweakable value on the part that's been placed using symmetry, while that same change applied to a symmetry counterpoints. Makes sense. Remember when I said I'd teach you how to make that pod and thumper craft from construction basics survivable? Well, this thrust adjusting is how that can. Okay, so let's just drop this down to 50. Cool. Right now, the SUVs at flat pancake tops, which is simply not a good look and bad aerodynamically. Let's fix a pair of nose cones. Nose cones being added in aerodynamics category. All right. Aerodynamics. Oh, nose cone. Well, fins. While on the tab of the toolbox, let's add some fins. Fins come in various sizes and styles. Since we learned earlier, stick to large crafts. These fins are control surfaces. They add some extra. Add the winglets in 4x near the bottom of the lowest fuel tank and the lowest stage and make sure they don't intersect the decouplers. So we'll put them on this side. Right. Top two. How do you or these are the winglets, right? Yeah. See, it wants me to do four of them, but as soon as I try to throw four on this thing, it says no. So let's see. I think I'm gonna have to let's see if I can make this work. Should do it, right? Yeah, that should do it. Now we've got all the components of our basic orbital rocket. Let's run through a few extra things to call it a day. First, we review the staging stack to check the order of actions. Parts of the way there. It's lucky I've highlighted this for you because the SRBs are set fire before the standard, and that just won't do. We don't have enough thrust scale on the pad. That makes sense. Move the swivel staging icon down to the same stage as the SRBs. Okay. So where's the SRBs? These are the swivels, right? There's the hammers. 0, 1. What? Oh, I do. Which one was the swivel? That's where I'm lost. Swivel's this guy. Okay. This one right here. Goodness, I got rid of them. There we go. Will that do it? Because they all need to be down here together. That's the decoupler. That's that engine. It's those. And that's the parachute. There we go. Gotta move the decouplers. So, bottom engines go off. Decouple. 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 Top engine goes off. Decouple. Parachute to land. Finally pick up the pod. Rotate at 90 degrees around the vertical axis, Q or E. Oh. Brothers make you every day ensure a brave crew survive. I hope you take the same stance you prayer. It doesn't always work out though, but it does that mind. Let's set up an abort action group for your craft just in case of emergency. Note that career mode you have to upgrade the VAB or SPH in order to access action groups. Click on the turquoise action group button on the left of the toolbar. It's part of across our 3 buttons. Oops. Yeah. Action groups to assign the functions of one or more parts to a single specific key. I like how loud that game music was, sorry. Set up an action group, click on the desired action key for the menu, click on the part you want to activate. Actions already assigned to that group here in the group actions column, and actions can be assigned to add new items. Simply click on them to move them left or right between the columns. We're going to set up the abort action group by clicking the big red abort button in flight. It slides out from the left to the outside. First, click on the abort button in action group column. Okay, so we're going to create our abort sequence. Click on the decoupler right below the pod and add its decouple action to the group. Okay. So now, abort. If I hit the abort, the TD12 will decouple. Then click on each liquid engine and assign their shutdown function to the group. Okay. So, shutdown engine, shutdown engine, shutdown engine. Finally, click on one of the radio couplers and assign decouple to the group. Since these are places of symmetry, yeah, that makes sense. So, couple. Flare liquid engine, shutdown engine, right? Hammer, then shutdown engine. And the decoupler right below the pod. Yeah, we already got that one. Decoupler. No, it didn't want me to do that. I'm not sure why it's not working. Decouple. That decoupler's in. That engine's in. That engine's in. That decoupler's in. Those engines are in. I don't understand what I'm missing. Shutdown function, yeah. All right, let's try it again. Get rid of them all. Actions. Abort action. The coupler right below the pod. That's this one. Decouple. Click on each liquid engine in turn and assign their shutdown function to the group. Wow, why is this game music all of a sudden so loud? Wild, man. Click on each liquid engine in turn and assign their shutdown function to the group. But it's a solid engine, that's why I see. So decouple the two liquid engines. That decoupler. There we go. I had too many engines going. With a new ship name, save it. That's always a good practice. You try flying it in the Go for Orbit tutorial. Okay. So this is called a Go for Orbit tutorial ship. Save. Can I launch it? Let's try launching it, even though it's a tutorial. Oh, oh no, that's not good. Did something wrong. Huh. You've done that before. Escape? Catastrophic failure. Oh no. Revert flight. Revert to launch. Revert to vehicle assembly. That's good. Okay. All right. So yeah, so it just started me all the way back over again. But we saved that, so that's cool. Go for orbit tutorial ship. All right. So let's just go for orbit then. Let's try that. Today we'll tackle an absolutely essential skill for any space program, getting to orbit. Without this skill, we might as well be teaching Kerbal Flight Simulator. Just you've already checked the other flight tutorials as well as the advanced construction. Be familiar with the Kerbal 1 vessel we'll be launching today. If not, how would you do so before going through this one? If you want to go back and try the others, yes. So this is the, I don't know if that's the one I made or, no, that one's more even. That's the one they made. So that's the perfect rocket. Let's see, I didn't have any of this stuff lined up. All right. All right, then let's do it. As I said before, the plan here is to get our vessel and pilot safely into orbit. As with the suborbital flight we did previously, follow a curved path to the point where it gets circularized. Our its gravity turn, however, was much shallower than the path we followed previously. Different from how the Kerbal pilots of old did it. They would head straight up and then hang a right as if the air was super something. We'll be turning early and smoothly, but don't turn too far. You might be mistaken for those slow flying turkeys. Just please play, place the target marker on the nav ball, show you the very optimal velocity of vector. It's not usually the way the tutorial gets also display some technical information. For now, set your throttle to the max, press Z, and prepare to launch. All right, throttle to the max. You see the marker on the nav ball. Yep. Something to follow. Your ship has been designed so that you don't need to worry about throttle control during ascent. Hit space, you're ready to go. Enable SAS and select mode to target as a liftoff. I'm gonna do it myself. Oh, there's some tearing there. You need to fix that. Oh, little eyes. Yeah, of course it said. Let's see what happens when it comes back down. Can I nose it back down? Oh yeah, here we go. I already fucked up, so I'm just gonna crash it. I did get into orbit. Okay. Neat. How do I get back? Oh, you could do that to that poor guy. Let me out. I might be fucking stuck in orbit now. I don't know. I'm busy. Right now. Couldn't do this. Falling? It is falling. Okay. Oh, you're very touchy. Okay. Easy, 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 easy. I know what I'm doing on this game. Sorry. Gonna deploy. Okay, so I went to orbit and I came back. Hold on. Still haven't hit the ground. Shit. Ooh, excuse me. Yes, our house leaked last night. Ice dam from the gutters pushed up under my brand new shingles, wrecked our kitchen pantry, ceiling and water and everything everywhere. Thousands of bags of trash out on the. Oh, we have an internal view. Well, all right. Well, I don't know how to get out of my ship now. I don't remember that part. I'm gonna hop off of here and go get some lunch, but then I got a 40-minute little Kerbal in it. We got to